Okay, here's a fact, not an opinion. This is a fact. If the Toronto Maple Leafs want to compete for a Stanley Cup, they need to land a top pairing right-handed defenseman. Enter Alex Pietrangelo, the King City, Ontario native that is currently in a contract stalemate with the St. Louis Blues. So the question is, how did we get here? Talks between Pietrangelo and the St. Louis Blues reportedly broke off at $7.7 million per year on a long-term deal. Estimates of the average annual value he could command on the open market could reach up to $8 to $9 million per year. Toronto Maple Leafs currently have $6 million in available cap space, so why are these rumors coming up? Well, Leaf fans, I'm sure you're hoping for a similar case to what happened with John Tavares in free agency, and who knows, it just might happen. Now, for the Leafs, making the money work will certainly be a challenge, but if there is a player out there that can improve a defense like Pietrangelo, you have to make the move. At the end of the day, this is just the type of talent that you have to make room for. Pietrangelo also averaged over 24 minutes of ice time per game. He was 1 second short of Morgan Rielly's for 14th overall in the NHL. But with all that being said, let's take a look at a few options of what the Leafs can do to free up the available cap space needed to sign Alex Pietrangelo. If the Leafs decide not to trade one of their big four up front, it would almost be a foregone conclusion that both Alex Kerfoot, who makes $3.5 million per year, and Andreas Johnsson, who makes $3.4 million per year, would be on the chopping block. In Alex Kerfoot's first year as a Maple Leaf, he didn't exactly live up to the hype. A lot of people expected him to come in and replace Nazem Kadri and put up similar kind of production, but that just wasn't the case. They wanted him to play in a shutdown role, and he wasn't exactly great at that either. So for the future, I expect the Leafs to try to move on from this Alex Kerfoot contract this offseason. The second option for this Leafs team could be to move on from one of their big four forwards up front, and the name that always generates the most buzz is William Nylander, and it could be a good time to cash in high after he had a very good season in Toronto. But to me, the most interesting name up front is Mitch Marner. Now, I don't think the Leafs want to move Mitch Marner, but here's the thing. Mitch Marner's already been paid $29.7 million of his $65.385 million contract, so I wonder if his deal would be more attractive to certain teams because of that. Marner is undoubtedly a star in his own right, but it certainly adds value to his deal for more cash-strapped teams. So the Leafs could be looking at a hefty return if they do decide to move Marner. Personally, I think the most likely option is number one, but it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest to see Dubas pull off some fireworks this summer, and Alex Pietrangelo could be a big part of that. Now, this might be a question for another time, but one that certainly could have some implications here, and that is, what is the future of Morgan Rielly in a Maple Leafs uniform? Rielly is signed for 2 more seasons at $5 million per year and will be 28 at the end of his contract with the Leafs. I would be surprised if Rielly wouldn't be commanding a salary of at least $7.5 million on a long-term deal. But do the Leafs have the space to make that work if they sign Alex Pietrangelo long-term? I'm not so sure, but I guess time will tell on that front. Overall, I think it would be in the Leafs' best interest to try and make room for Alex Pietrangelo. It's been rumored that they would be in the running for him if he does reach unrestricted free agency, and that looks to be the case right now. Kyle Dubas has a very interesting offseason ahead of him, and signing Pietrangelo could be his best trick so far as general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. Comment below whether or not you think the Leafs should go after Alex Pietrangelo if he does indeed hit free agency. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.